Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door. And we are back after a day off yesterday. We're going to be catching up on all of yesterday's action tonight in the review show. So I know there's a lot of people going to be very eager to talk about what happened yesterday. We're going to talk about that at 7 p.m. We have work to do now. And that is in the form of a watch-along, which we will be focused on for the next couple of hours. And it is Nottingham Forest versus Cardiff City, game number 12 of round number 6 in the Championship, the final game. And then we'll know exactly how the land lies. Could lie very, very badly for Nottingham Forest if they do get beat today. They're going to be 3 points adrift at the bottom and 4 off safety without a win. Forest really need the 3 points today, bump them up to 22nd if they could get the win. Cardiff can go 8th themselves with a win, and with a decent win, Cardiff, I think a 3-goal win, they can go up to 7th. Yes, indeed, the table's right in front of me over there on Sky. So Cardiff looking to get one place below the playoff line. Forest looking to get one place below the relegation line. They're going to be in the zone yesterday, whatever happens. Looking forward to this one. Krissy versus Mick McCarthy. We'll see how it pans out. Two wily old, highly decorated Championship managers we're watching along here. On Sky TV, there's Michelle Owen in a very fetching jacket that I like very much. Just appearing. And there's some. And David Johnson's on TV. Unbelievable scenes. They've got Jono on. Fantastic. Right. Before we go any further and look at teams, we are sponsored today by Betfair and Football 365. Thank you very, very much. You'll know I've been writing for Football 365. Betfair are involved, all part of the picture here. So we're going to go to betfair.com in just a little bit and look and see what our friends at Betfair are saying. You can have a little bit of a tinkle on the game if you want. Of course, please gamble responsibly if you are going to. Be gambleaware.org. Okay. Let's do a couple of other plugs really, really quickly. We have a fan sponsor for our watch-alongs, don't we? It's Luca Bentley, set up by his dad, Stephen. Luca probably had a good day yesterday. I suspect he was at Stoke for another win. For the Potters, up to 3rd now. Luca, football is nothing without fans. I'm nothing without football. And we're nothing without you, Luca. So thank you very, very much for sponsorship and obviously helped out by his father, Stephen, very, very kindly. I think we are good to go. Just really, really quickly, please hit like. If you hit the like button now, the business in YouTube does its thing and draws more people to the stream, etc., etc. I'm going to say hellos probably in about 5 minutes or so. We're going to look at the teams. Then we're going to go and look at betfair.com and see what those boys are saying. And then we will be hearing from you guys in the chat. So keep that chat populated. Keep it filled. How you think this one is going to go today. Forest versus Cardiff. Houghton versus McCarthy. There he is, the great man on my screen. Right now, Mick, he's looking that way. His broken nose is pointing the other way. His suit looks splendid. Good old Mick, a Championship fixture, isn't he? Jest. Right, shall we have a look at the teams? For Forest, Brice Samba in goal has come under a bit of criticism in the chat, and I've not been able to defend his corner very much this season. He's not had the best start to the season, Samba, has he? Max Lowe at left back in on loan from Sheffield United, former Derby player. Scott McKenna and Joe Worrell at Championship level. That should be well good enough centre-back partnership, in my humble opinion. They've been struggling at full-back Forest. So in comes Jed Spence. He's going to play down the right-hand side. He is on loan from Middlesbrough. And then we think a 4-4-2. And I can see David Johnson on my screen. His son, we think, may well play down the left-hand side. If indeed, as SofaScore is suggesting, Lewis Grabban will play off Lyle Taylor, then we can call that a 4-2-3-1 pretty much. It just depends where Grabban is positioning himself, where he's going to be off Lyle Taylor or up alongside him. So Johnson left, Zinkernagel right, another guy on loan from Watford. Another loanee in central midfield, James Garner from Manchester United. Alongside Ryan Yates. Again, looks like a decent balanced double pivot. If Garner can circulate the ball, Yates can do the tackling and defending. And then again, it remains to be seen. We'll see how these two up top configure themselves, whether one of them is dropping into a 10 position or whether they're going to try and push two strikers up against the towering Cardiff centre-halves. We will find out. But in the main, we know it's a back four. We know it's a double pivot. We're just a little bit unsure. 10, 9.5 or a 9 for Graben. And Lyle Taylor up top. On the bench for Forest. Get your thoughts in on their team in the chat. Even Horvath, Figueiredo, Mbeso, Carvalho, Colback, Lolly, and Mighton. Those are the weapons at Chris Hughton's disposal, should he need to turn to the bench. For Cardiff, Dylan Phillips in goal, the former Charlton keeper. A handy back three in more ways than one. Morrison, Flint, and Nelson. They're not the quickest, but they're very, very good in the air, aren't they? They're probably been a bit harsh on Mick there. I hate that term, harsh. It's probably a bit inaccurate, that SofaScore pitch. At best, it could be a 3-4-3. You move Harris and Bacuna forward a little bit, I think, in which case you can call Joel Bagan and Perry NG wingbacks rather than fullbacks. I don't imagine we'll get a flat back five. Goodness me. Sometimes you see it, don't you? Pack and Volks, the double pivot. Both those players, both keepers of a beautiful long throw-in, aren't they? Look out for that. Of course, Flint's caused havoc from those this season. Bacuna and Harris, we think, will try and get up and alongside James Collins up top, which means Kiefer Moore does not start again. It must just be Collins has got the nod, got the shirt, and Mick is sticking with him. But how long that lasts for, I don't know. On the bench, Smithies, McGuinness, Bowen, Colwell, Evans, Sang, and the aforementioned Kiefer Moore. There's the table. As we said, Cardiff could find their way into 7th, but they need a 3-goal win to do so, to match the goal difference and beat the goal scored of Birmingham City. A win, though, would definitely put them into 8th by 1 or 2 goals. Could it get worse? Yeah, I mean, they could drop a place. If they were to lose by 3, then they would drop below. No, they'd have to lose by 4 to drop below Bristol City, wouldn't they? So look, it doesn't look like Cardiff are going anywhere in particular. For Forest, well, look, rock bottom down there, a defeat, and it really starts to get adrift, doesn't it? 4 points adrift off safety. It's a 3-game week. Remember, all the managers will be planning for 3 games across this sort of Friday to next Saturday period. Forest need some points, don't they? Only 1 draw so far. That was in the last game in the Brian Clough Derby away at Derby County. And they needed an equaliser late on to get out of that particular scrape. Guys, I can see the comments populating nicely. I'm going to get into them in just a sec. Let's check in with our sponsors, Betfair, and see what they've got to say. So you can get Forest at 31-20 as a slightly shorter favourite than Cardiff. They've gone with home advantage. The draw 15-8 is coming in. That looks like the popular manoeuvre in the odds there, the draw. Cardiff are 19-10. Quite a nice price when you consider the positions in the table. Remember, you can get involved with the bet bill, the treble. If you just go to the, we always put one, doesn't have to be a treble, it could be a quadruple, quintuple, whatever you want, but you can go and build your own bet. There's some value on the goal scorers. For your anytime goal scorers, Graben, Taylor, followed by Collins, Kiefer Moore, not far off, despite not even starting the game. Let me know how your predictions parlay into that information from our friends over at Betfair. And as ever, if you're going to If you're going to have a bet, do it at Betfair. If you're going to bet full stop, though, please gamble responsibly. BeGambleAware.org. You can stick yourself a deposit limit in there. All sorts of information. So it stays fun because it can get not very fun very, very quickly. Please hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell for notification. You can support via Super Chat and Super Stickers. But shall we get in to the comments? I'm going to go backwards. So sorry if you commented about 10 minutes ago. Write the comment again. Feel free. Sam, Cardiff have won their last 6 visits to the City ground. Maybe that nigh on 2-1 price looks decent. Ewan, come on, you Bluebirds. We got any Forest in? Any Forest fans in here? Mr. E. McCarthy said on Sky that Keith Moore is not the Keith Moore of last season, but he'll get there. Why is that? Is he not fit? Has he had his head turned, as they would say on Love Island? Interesting. There we go. Lee's cheered up. His Blades have won yesterday. We will get onto all of that stuff in the 7 o'clock show tonight. I know people are going to be very, very eager to talk about that. We're going to do that at 7 p.m. We're going to try and focus on this game. If it's dull, look, we'll do it. I think Bakuna was injured in the warm-up. Interesting. I cannot see him. I think you're right, Donny. Sam Bowen is coming from Bakuna. Interesting. Okay. We will scratch that on the team news. So it looks like a late change. And it looks like Forest are paying some kind of tribute here. A shirt being held up with Dylan 17 there by Lewis Graben. Let me know if you know any more than I do about that. Let's have a look, see if Sky are wise to this. Bowen is wearing number 37, but the teams are going to come up in a second. Forest first. Right, any more comments? So Bamber is a big lad. I know David is a wee lad. He's shorter than me, Brian. I think Jono's about 5'6". But I tell you what, he could out-jump most centre-halves, believe you me. Logan is off to Leeds in 40 minutes. Nice. Do you know, I got offered a ticket for that game, Logan, but we're doing this. Any more on this game? Do you want to get your predictions in? There we go. We found a Forest fan. Jimmy, Forza Forest. Nice one. Get your predictions in then for this one. Ridley, tribute to a young lady who sadly had a heart attack. Oh, that sucks. So a tribute there paid by Lewis Graben on the shirt there to a young lad. Very, very sad news there. Get some predictions in on this one. Remember, with our partners over at Betfair, fairly even value. The draw is coming in, so there's a chance for you here if you fancy a little bit of a tipple over on Betfair.com. They are our sponsors today, along with Football 365. QPR forever. Is going for a Cardiff win. Liam is going for a draw. Robert also a score draw there. Flint or Morrison to score any time. Does sound like a good one. You expect Flint will have some kind of touch in the box. Height means nothing in football. I'm not sure it means nothing, but it doesn't have to be a key factor in whether you have a good career or not. And David Johnson there certainly had an excellent career, didn't he? You should have taken the Leeds ticket. Hey, what can I do, man? I'm obliged to be here. Cardiff win. Afternoon peanuts. Adam says 2-2. Shetston Mallet, if I'm pronouncing that right. 1-0 Cardiff, he says. Good luck, Collins, from a Luton fan there, Stephen. Anir, 1-0 Mick. Yeah. Either the early goal or the late goal. 1-1. Yeah, no, Giles, good point, Callum. He's been superb, hasn't he, getting the assist. 2-0 Cardiff. 2-0 Cardiff. 3-2 Forest. There we go. Right, we are about to kick off in this one. In fact, we are indeed off. I am watching on a Sky Sports TV feed here. So if you're watching on Now TV or on Sky Go, we might be a bit out of sync. That's why we're going to do a timestamp, probably about a minute in, unless there's some goal mouth action. Let's just reset here and give you the teams one more time. Samba in goal for Forest. He's on the ball. Now, terrible kick by Samba. It's on the edge of the box here. Collins received it. Horrible start by Brice Samba. Kicked it straight to James Collins, and the shot was blocked just as I was going to do the teams. Lively start. Here comes Zinkernagel inside right position. Zinkernagel into the box. Zinkernagel shot blocked. It's going to fall to Spence. Spence, edge of the box. Spence feeds Zinkernagel, who's just stayed on side. Zinkernagel does well into the box, and it's cleared out. Really, really lively start in this first minute here. Spence crossing position. Spence puts the crossing flat, headed goalwards over the top. Wow. Great start in this one. Potentially openings at both ends here. Zinkernagel may have wanted to release earlier. He went down in the box. I don't think there's any danger of a penalty there. The cross then came in from Spence. Yates just gets in front of Marlon Pack there. It's not an easy chance. Pack is touch tight behind him. But up the other end, horrible goal kick by Brice Samba and Collins. I mean, it's a difficult shot first time, but he takes the touch. Could he then feed into one of the runners? Easy for me to say with hindsight, but that was the better opening of the two that went to Cardiff after about 30 seconds there. Nervy start by Brice Samba. And there was me trying to read the teams out. Let's try and go one more time. Carnage in the first minute here. Samba in goal for Forest. You can see there. Spence, Worrell, McKenna, Lowe. Zinkernagel, Garner, Yates and Johnson. We'll keep an eye on where Grabban is, see if he is playing 10 or not. We think he's going to be off Lyle Taylor. For Cardiff, Phillips in goal. Back three is Morrison, Flint, Nelson. Bagan and NG are the fullback stroke wing backs. Pack and Volks central. Harris and Bowen. Let me just have a glance, see where he is on the pitch. Yeah, he looks like he's going to be inside right. And James Collins up top already, jumping on that chance there from the poor Samba clearance there. Samba exclamation. We'll give you a time sync in a second, Chris. It all kicked off. Chaos in the first minute. I'm 2.5 minutes in. I'll give you try and give you a proper time check at 3 minutes if you want to line up. Here's Collins. He's got goal side of Spencer, who's over on the left. In comes the cross from Bagan. Good cover by Max Lowe, but he's popped it up in the end. Nodded down by Volks. Right, here comes your time stamp. We're going to be at 3 minutes in. 3, 2, 1. Sync. There is your 3 minute time stamp there. And it's Forest 0, Cardiff 0. Let's get into some comments. Who's this dickhead in the chat? He's going to get blocked. See you later, Brian Clough. You're not welcome here. Personal insults will not be done. Say it to my face, wise ass. There you go. Right, what else are we saying? Thought Darby and Forest would be in opposite positions. Yeah, maybe the case. I probably had them closer the way round you're saying too. Some more predictions in. 3-0 Cardiff, 3-1 Cardiff. Here is the cross from the left-hand side. It's gone up in the air. Worrell. Oh, header on the back post off the bar. And it's cleared off the line. Oh, how have Cardiff not scored from that? The cross came in from the right. Forest are really, really deep. Everyone hems them in on the back post. How does this not go in? It flips up off Worrell. Bagan heads it. Samba just jumps, no hands or anything. The ball bounces off the bar. It's NG that puts the cross in with the left foot, headed onto the bar. And actually, it comes off Scott McKenna. I thought perhaps it was Mark Harris who kind of tried to knee it sort of at the goal. But I think it does come off McKenna. And it feels like I'm piling in on Samba here, but I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. The header loops up. He kind of jumps, doesn't put his hands up to stop it. I guess he thinks he's going over the bar, but Bagan hits the crossbar there. Woof. Chances galore early on in this game. We're going to get a long throw in now from Will Volks from the right-hand side. In it comes. I don't know what's happened there. Is that a foul throw? A referee stops. I think he stopped it before the throw-in went. He's having a word with Mark Harris and who's that? James Garner. They're trying to double screen Aidan Flint in there. I'm a bit worried for Samba. Flint looks very interested in Samba. In comes the throw from Volks. Decent header on the near post. Pack heads it down. Here's Bagan. Bagan, poor shot by him. Into the crowd. Chances galore so far. Forest look a bit nervous at the back, don't they? Cardiff, as you can imagine, keen to get that ball into the box. And yeah, Worrell, it just gets his knee in the way. What is Samba doing there? I guess he just loses his bearings and just kind of jumps under the ball. Goodness me. Here comes Harris again down the right-hand side. Other than that one counter-attack, Cardiff, the better side for the first 6 minutes. Oof, how did that stay out, by the way? Not entirely sure. Goodness me, never rated Samba. Seems like honestly, Connor, I thought Samba was really good in the first season under Lamucci, but he seems to have possibly regressed a little bit since then. We're going to get another Cardiff long throw. Flint's up, near post. Morrison's just behind him. In it comes, big header by McKenna, who's done well actually in these set plays. And it comes again from Volks. Nearly goes to the back post. Flint's chasing Zinkernagel. Bet he fouls him. No, he doesn't. Zinkernagel helps out the line. Does Taylor keep it in? I think he does, and it's out of Bagan. You can see how Cardiff are a danger from those set plays. Goodness me. So Flint stands sort of on the edge of the 6-yard box with Morrison in or one or other in a line. If it goes over the head of the first one, the second one's going to get it. If it goes to the first one, he's going to flick it on to the second one. You've got to win that first ball. The second ball's not good enough against Cardiff. And McKenna has started well, I think, the Forest centre-back. But a few dangerous moments. Forest on the attack now. Worrell fizzing it into Graben. Heavy touch there by Bowen. Here is Lyle Taylor. That opened up for him, actually. It's a heavy touch by Bowen coming back towards his own goal here. Sort of bounces off Graben. It's not back into Garner. That's a good ball by Garner, actually. I didn't appreciate that the first time round. Just pokes it in first time to Taylor. And it does open up between the two defenders there. I think it's Nelson and Flint. If he hits that low, the keeper's not going to see that until late. But he's put it over the bar there, Lyle Taylor. 8 minutes gone. Good game, this. Entertaining stuff. Here is Nelson's going to go all the way back home. Hefty old back pass that to Phillips. Touch. Oh, and his old teammate there, Lyle Taylor, closed that down. It wasn't a great touch by Phillips to control it. Just probably put it 3-4 feet away from him. Phillips is smiling because he knows if Taylor gets any touch on that, I think Taylor's giving him a bit of jip about that one. It's going to bounce back into his own goal. There you go. What else are we saying in the chat? Worrell off the line, poor defending, no pressure to stop the original cross. Yeah, I think they lost their they kind of lost their trajectory when it was the in-swinging cross from the right-hand side. They really then just got too deep facing onto it, didn't they? And yeah, it didn't look good. Forest in trouble defensively. Now I can see why they are bottom. I think Chris Houghton can as well. He's some fearsome instructions being given from the touchline. Forest looks such an un-Houghton side. It's madness. It's a little bit chaotic for a Houghton side, isn't it? We expect boring calmness with maybe one or two flair players up the other end doing the business. Have I heard Iron Maiden's new album? I have not, no. But if I get a nice car ride, I'll listen to it. Did I enjoy my gig yesterday? I did, thank you, Leeds 2021. But I am knackered. You try lots of travelling and loud noise and working late along with 1-month-old baby and doing this at the same time. Goodness me. Houghton v Mick, entertaining. It certainly is. It certainly is. Been a good first 10 minutes. It's not to say it will stay that way, but that handball there by Collins. He's just trying to chest it down and just bounces off onto his forearm. Well, Houghton gets sacked if he loses this. I don't think so, Ridley. I think he's on the verge. The only thing is, if you're going to do a sacking on the Sunday of a 3-game week, and I think we've got sort of 6 rounds in the next 4 weeks, haven't we? Going up to October 9th and 10th. Doesn't feel like you achieve a hell of a lot, and you just basically throw in the new manager, whoever you're putting into the deep end, aren't you? What's this, Ben? Aren't you used to living off 3 hours sleep? I'm struggling. Dearie me. Confused now. Forest are in this situation. Decent squad. I always think with Forest, it's got to just be the chaos and the the lack of stability. Lots of managers changing, squads seemingly replenished most years. Just never seem to have had any time to build with the same manager for a couple of 3 seasons. Houghton on the naughty step. Well, I would agree with that. I'm a fan of Houghton. Obviously, his championship record in full seasons is imperious. I know maybe I'm massaging that fact a little bit because he was pretty much a full season last season, but fantastic points tallies with Newcastle and Birmingham, Brighton. But yeah, difficult with Forest for Houghton so far. Here's Zinkernagel over on the right. Nelson closes him down into Spence. Good press by Cardiff. Wing-back's nice and far forward. There is Mick McCarthy in the technical box. I had a season ticket behind Mick, and you just don't want to play left back for him because he literally just spends the whole game asking you to get up the pitch. Hope Houghton keeps his job. I would hate Wilder going there. Apparently he'd fancy it, according to Alan Nixon from The Sun. But yeah, there is no job there at the moment. We will see. Volks knocks that off back to NG, whose cross caused all that trouble for the header off the bar from Bagan. Here is Max Lowe inside from left back, feeds it into Zinkernagel. Poor touch by him. Here's a big 50-50. Sorry, it's more of a 60-40 there in Bagan's favour. Coming together there with Pack and Yates, and then the foul given on Harris. Forest just chasing their tails a little bit in all of those tackles, etc. Forest have a bloated squad, too much player and manager turnover. Yeah, and the squad's not short of quality, is it? It's not. It's really not. But yeah, you need that stability, behind the scenes and in terms of the organisation. If Houghton and Warnock continue like this, is at the end of them types of managers, getting the jobs. Nah, they're trusted ones. Remember, new ones come through as well. Big header on there by Flint, looking for Harris. Volks arriving on the edge of the box. Morrison's got himself up ahead of them. That's a nice bounce for Bagan now, crossing position. Bagan on the left. It's a decent block by Jed Spence. I will not be giving my thoughts on Ipswich here. Check out Blue Monday podcast tonight, and we're going to try and keep our powder dry on Championship matters from yesterday as well, because we're doing the show tonight, the review stream at 7. So join me for that. Cross comes in, corner from Volks. The referee is having a word again, this time with Lyle Taylor and Curtis Nelson. He seems very eager, referee Whitestone, to stop any pushing, pulling, etc. Volks is going to get another go at the corner. In it comes, right-footed. Samba, a little bit more convincing there. His body's in the way. He gets a decent one-handed punch. Gets the requisite distance he needs for that to go safe. And we're going to get Marlon Pack, who's going to chuck a long throw in now. Morrison is being marked by Yates. Morrison and Flint, the obvious huge threats. Pack hurls the throw in. Again, I think it's McKenna again, who's defended really well from the set plays. McKenna is taking up quite a clever position. He's standing just off whoever goes on the near post and then taking a run at it if the throwing goes in short. I say if the throwing goes in short, still a hell of a distance for it to go. But he's managed to come from a position behind and head away 2 or 3 of these long throw-ins so far. Again, any questions about general championship stuff? I'd love you to stay on the stream, guys, but 7 p.m. tonight, we will answer all of those questions. We're doing the championship review show. Then, George, it's got bad at Forest when they're loaning players from other championship sides. Well, yeah, some disorganisation. Yeah, the fullbacks are loans from Sheffield United and Borough at the moment, aren't they? I know what you mean. You can understand Premier League loanees, can't you? Throw in to Forest down the left. Brennan Johnson, I haven't mentioned him yet. Pings it inside to Zinkernagel. Good defending by Flint. Steps out. NG's narrow, comes and takes it off him. There's Bowen. Back to NG. NG plays the channel. It's a rubbish pass by NG, and it's straight through to Brice Samba. In the goal. It's forward early and Zinkernagel's picked it off. He's looked fairly lively. Zinkernagel, nice looking cross there. And if I'm Zinkernagel, I'm asking where Lyle Taylor and Lewis Grabban are in terms of appearing there. They're just doing the round of applause for this lad, Dylan, who has very sadly died. So yeah, if you want to put your applause emojis in the chat for Dylan Rich, this 17th minute. Obviously, Lewis Grabban holding up a shirt for Dylan Rich before the game. Grabban is just coming short. And Spence plays that one down the line. Foot race between Flint and Taylor. And it's going to be a throw in to Cardiff. Thank you for your applauses there for Dylan Rich, who has sadly died, and the Forest and Cardiff fans there. A moment's applause for Dylan Rich, who has sadly died. Thank you for your tributes there. Headed away by Nelson. Yates. Morrison nods that one away. You're playing the wrong game, even with, I know Lyle Taylor's good in the air, even with someone like Lyle Taylor, against those centre-halves, you want to be fizzing that in, and you want to be trying to get Zinkernagel and Brennan Johnson running at them, don't you? But, well, here is Brennan Johnson. He's going against NG. Johnson down the left. That looks like a corner. NG just pokes the left foot in there. 80 transfer dealings in 3 years at Forest. It's too many, isn't it? I suspect even all the Forest directors will tell you that as well. Too many managerial changes. Corner then to Forest. 19 gone. Worrell's up. McKenna's up. McKenna's been good in the other box in the air. He's up against Big Morrison. Zinkernagel, though, is a fine set play guy. He's going to swing this one in with the right foot. Taylor and Nelson having a little bit of a wrestle. Bagan's got a hold of Grabban's shirt there. Keep your eye on that. In it comes from Zinkernagel. Oh, bounces off the chest of, was it Pack or Morrison? They're both wearing a top knot there. And I think there's a pull. The camera's on Lyle Taylor, so I'm assuming it was him. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a good decision by referee Whitestone. Taylor just arms on Marlon Pack, and you spin me right round, baby, right round. And down he goes. Cleared the goal kick by Dylan Phillips. And there's a foul by James Collins, who looks the picture of innocence there, but the decision goes against him. Spence, nice ball up the line. To be fair, I know we mentioned Loney's. Spence and Zinkernagel have dovetailed quite well on the right so far. Oh, poke through. Here's Taylor into the box, into the left-back area. Oh, Pat got a bit lucky there. Bit of a lazy clearance, and he gets the bounce. And now, here's a big turnover. They're on transition here, Cardiff. 2 against 3. Fed forward to Mark Harris. Edge of the box. They need more blue shirts forward. Here comes NG. Harris has cut inside. Volks. NG still outside him. Volks hits the shot. It hits Harris, I think, on the way towards goal. Just a little bit indecisive there in that transition. I dare say a guy who was playing for Cardiff last season, Harry Wilson, would have made something that you really want. Look, engage, take a shot. You know, it was very much wait for backup and then it not happening at all. Played for West Bridgeford's location of the City ground. Forest do not play in Nottingham. There we go. Close to the city centre though, isn't it? A little walk from the station there. Nice part of the world that down by the Trent near the cricket ground. Good stadium to visit. Forest. There is a big boom forward from Bagan, headed away by Worrell. Pack closing down Spence, and it's going to be a throw-in to Forest. Who do I think's got the best hair? I mean, I'm quite blatant when it comes to hair, so I'd probably go for Lyle Taylor with the bleach, the kind of bleach afro style. I'm a big fan of that. Here is Worrell. Just shields that nicely from Bagan and goes back to Samba. Samba pings that one left-footed. Brennan Johnson versus Sean Morrison in the air. Johnson didn't even bother jumping then. He's made the right call, actually, because it's back into him now. Johnson, Low. Low has got behind Morrison. Low, decent cut back, and it's driven in. Oh, a lovely goal by Forest. Lewis Graben arriving on it. Max Low with the assist, and Forest take the lead. They really, really need a win today. As things stand, they're going off the bottom. It's Forest 1, Cardiff 0. And I'll wind you back to a key moment in that goal where Brennan Johnson decides not to jump with Sean Morrison. It was the right call because then he drops off. Max Low then gets the run on Morrison, who's nowhere near as quick. It's a great assist by Low, isn't it? Cut back to the near post. Graben, well, Pack's got him in his wing mirror there. And it's a good finish by Graben, isn't it? Just through the crowd, keeps it nice and low. Does that take a nick off Curtis Nelson on the way through? Let's have a look. Or Flint maybe in front. I mean, it might take a little deflection. To be fair, even if it doesn't, I don't think Phillips has got much chance as it's coming through the crowd. Get your thoughts in on that goal. Forest 1, Cardiff 0. Sean Morrison getting double teamed there by Brennan Johnson and Max Low. And halfway through the first half, I think it was about 23 minutes when that one went in. It is Forest 1, Cardiff 0. Woof. Unbelievable. There it is. Low, fire. Interesting. That has made the game interesting. Houghton loving it. Great goal. Too easy to get around that Cardiff defence. Well, we saw it with Vyman for Bristol City, who got the run on Flint in the last game. If you can get them on the rack and get them moving on a quick transition, you can turn that Cardiff defence. And we've now seen Bristol City and Forest do that in consecutive games. Cardiff have had the better of the chances, haven't they? And Bagan hitting the bar. But it's Forest who lead. Didn't see that coming at all. Maybe not, Brian. No, maybe not. Houghton looked relieved after that went in. Are you surprised? Yeah. Bottom of the league. They'll surrender the league when they go defensive. That's the key. Yeah, don't drop in too deep. Low maybe quick. Morrison looked like he was running in mud. Two things can be true there, Connor, I think. Does this get a deflection? Let's have a look. No, it doesn't, does it? Just goes underneath Flint's foot. And then I think there's too much for Nelson or Phillips to do behind. Always said Lowe is better than Bogle. I think we've disagreed on that, Chris. I think Bogle's better than Lowe, but that was a lovely assist by Lowe, wasn't it? So maybe we'll give you the moral high ground as things stand right now on that one, Chris. Forest 1, Cardiff 0. Will Volks is drying the ball, and you can guess where Aidan Flint and Sean Morrison have headed. In it goes. McKenna again with Morrison. Everyone appeals for the corner, but it's going to be a goal kick to Forest. Sean Morrison, as he does, is chuntering away to Scott McKenna, who's defended well. I know I've mentioned that 2 or 3 times, but it's a real concentration game with these long throws, especially with the time it takes as the ball's being dried, and it's coming. You've got to get yourself set multiple times in a game, haven't you? Samba with the clearance, the goal kick for Forest. Forest lead 1-0. Lewis Grabban with the goal. If Grabban is tucked in behind Lyle Taylor, then it was a benefit then because he came from a deep position. Fullback Max Lowe is ahead of him and he can run onto that. And you know what it's like with those type finishes, isn't it? Clean contact, hit it nice and early first time. You've got a chance, haven't you? Nelson clears for Cardiff, and Forest buoyed by the goal. Grabban, number 8 position here. Here's Yates, back to Grabban. Grabban, where's he going? Back into centre half. McKenna to Worrell. Good press by James Collins. Remember Kiefer Moore on the bench. Worrell, nice little ping out to the far side. And Lowe, who has an assist to his name today. Excellent assist by Max Lowe for that goal. Great run. Great pullback as well. Here's Garner. The more I mention his name, the more possession Forest will be having. Is a fairly good correlation normally. Try to go into Zinkernagel's feet there. Nelson gets a touch. Forest have got it back. And this is probably the most sustained amount of possession either side has had. Samba knocks that one forward. Flint gets there first against Taylor. And Taylor, I think, is he offside or is it a foul? He's offside. Taylor gives the thumb up. I was going to say he's already had a couple of fouls, hasn't he? Lyle Taylor. Nice ball into the front, held up by Harris. Pack. Bagan on the left for Cardiff. They trail 1-0. The Bluebirds. Pack. Oh, lovely ball by Pack. Good run inside to outside by Harris. Worrell's tight. It's done well, Worrell. So is Harris, though. Bagan, it's too easy to get past Zinkernagel there. We've mentioned this a lot with Zinkernagel. He'll give you goals and assists, but not the greatest defender, is he? Pack pokes that back. Good defending that by Forest, actually. And Flint's had to go back home to Phillips. Phillips is going to go long. 28:37 on the clock. Flicked on by NG. And booted into the top tier of the Brian Clough stand by Scott McKenna, who's playing well. Says Sol Bamber and Jono having a chat there. Jono's got a smile on his face. His son involved in the build-up to the goal. Quite a clever bit of play by Brennan Johnson, wasn't it? Surrender the aerial, drop off into space, picked up the second ball, and that allowed Lowe to get the run on Morrison, didn't it? Key little decision that went for Forest and against Cardiff. Nelson. Bagan. Forest all back inside their own half here. Bagan slips that optimistically down the line. Collins is not going to get that. Spence tries to shepherd it out of play. We'll give Spence some credit here because I actually asked referee Keith Hackett, or former PGMOL boss Keith Hackett, about this on a podcast. My pet hate about shepherding the ball out. And the correct ruling is that you can shepherd the ball as long as it's within playing distance. So if you're backing into the defender, the attacker, and trying to keep him out, as long as you can still reach the ball with your foot, that's fine. It's when the defender's about 6 feet away from the ball just basically barging obstructing the striker is when it's a foul that never ever seems to get given. But I'll give Spence some credit there. He was always in playing distance of the ball there. Ben's law lecture of the day. Cleared by Phillips. Not a great goal kick. He looks pretty annoyed with himself with that one. And it's going to be a throw-in over on that far side to Forest, which Max Lowe is going to take just shy of halfway. Lowe tosses it into Garner. Back to Lowe. Lowe to Taylor. To Garner. Garner, nice ball into Spence. Good tackle by Nelson there. And Zinkernagel was hoping the ball was going to come to him. Nelson pinches it off him. And now, here come Cardiff on transition. Collins, Bagan, who's a good outlet on the left-hand side. He's always making that run. His cross deflects off Spence, and it's just managed to keep that one in Worrell. And guess what? Lyle Taylor has committed another foul, just backing in there. He's close to a booking, Lyle Taylor, on the totting up process, I think, here. I don't think any of the fouls he's made has been particularly bad. But the totting up process does matter. Let's have a look at this one. One on Flint first. That's a naughty one, actually. Just runs backwards into Nelson. Will Volks is not pleased about that. He's got no intention of playing the ball here. Look. Oof. There you go. So I think Taylor's probably got one more foul before he's going in the book there. I think Lewis Graven's probably just told him that as well. Oh, dearie me. Will Volks is pointing that out to referee Whitestone. I think has Volks talked himself into the book? Well, there you go. That was silly, wasn't it? So Volks has been booked. I don't think Lyle Taylor did get booked. Silly. Silly Billy. Referee Langford got injured in the Blackburn game. Well, look, I know we sometimes mock poor old referee Langford, but we don't want to see anyone get injured. So I hope he's okay. And he's back on our screens very soon. Old Bonnie, as Chris calls him. Is that the first oof of the afternoon? I think he might have had one in the first minute, actually, Jay. Really level on sofa score. Clearances, Forest 15, Cardiff 3. I wonder why that is, Brian. The constant hurling of the ball into the box requires much clearing, doesn't it? Volks and Whitestone are still not friends, are they? Volks is going to have to play on a yellow card. Keep your eye on that. Good afternoon, Iain. Yes, was a good gig. Thank you. I did miss doing the super stream, though, sadly. But there we go. There won't be too many of them. Max Lowe from left back. He played one brilliant pass in this game to set up the goal. That pass was not brilliant. He's booted it down the ground and it's gone all the way out for a goal kick. Forest perhaps not necessarily on top when they scored, but I think since they have scored, I think they've been the better side. I think I probably would have had it Cardiff's way, maybe leading up to that. Certainly the first 10, I would have had Cardiff as the better side. Forest have that most important advantage. They've stuck the ball in the goal and they lead 1-0. Johnson, Yates, nice ball that by Yates, just floats it over to Max Lowe. Inside it goes from Garner to Graben. Zinkernagel hits it left foot. He could block by Pax. Gone out to Spence, narrow. Spence, Zinkernagel tries a little little fluffy dink over the top there, Zinkernagel. And there's one down the line. It's going to be a foul by Joe Worrell on Mark Harris. Might be close to a booking, that one. Commits fully. I think he's going to get a talking to rather than a booking there. Harris definitely gets there first, doesn't he? Yeah. More clumsy than anything from Worrell once he's gone into the tackle. I think takes him down with his thigh in the end, but not the best. Will Volks is going to pop this free kick in. Now, Chris Hughton's just trying to organise his defenders. In it goes, looking for Morrison, I think. Pax helped it back out to Volks on the left wing. Volks is not going to keep that in. Takes the throw in quickly. It's not your throw, Will. He needs to be careful, Volks. He's waving a big flag to the referee, who's already booked him, saying, "Look at me, ref, look at me." Mick McCarthy looks a bit perturbed by that. Probably going to tell Will Volks to calm down at half-time as well. Spence throws it down the line. Marlon Pack heads clear. That comes off Joe Worrell, and this will be a Cardiff throw, which Will Volks will take off Joel Bagan. And here they come again. Flint and Morrison up into the box. Volks over on the left wing. Big throw again. Morrison is there with Worrell. Now, they both kind of collapsed. I didn't see a foul anywhere there. Just two powerful players duking it out. Here's Nelson, who didn't go forward for the throw. Volks. Oh, someone left one on Volks there. They're definitely trying to wind him up now, aren't they? Just a clever little down the back of the foot there as Volks played that ball clear. I think it might have been... Was it Zinkernagel or was it Yates? I'm trying to see who's there. I think it was Zinkernagel, actually. Here's Morrison. Forrest back in shape. Flint's now found his way back into his own half. Iain, plenty of ex-Millers on show. Volks grabbing a big key for bound to get. Oh, yes. Iain, the longer this stays 1-0, the more likely more is to come on by the minute, isn't it? Yeah, I suspect we see him in the second half. Mick's not one for a first half sub, is he? Not a tactical one, anyway. Here is Harris. Oh, nice little feed inside. Collins drives the shot, and that's a decent save by Brice Samba. Critical of him in the opening minutes after that poor clearance. Looked a decent save. Let's have a look at the replay. It was a really good pass here by Perry and Gist. Brilliant pass, actually. Yeah, good goalkeeping by Samba, that, actually. He can't show Collins too much to his right. Collins goes for the near post. Decent shot, actually. And Samba gets down to the left, makes the save. Got his angles right. There's the corner in. Flint heads it down. It's the first one he's won. And James Garner clears. It'll be a throw-in. Oh, Flint's got an absolute... He's been opened up. Aidan, you're going to have to go and get treatment on that, buddy. He's pouring with blood from his eye. Look away if you're of a nervous disposition here. I think... Does he head the back of Scott McKenna's head? Surely he can't play on with that like that. Yeah, Joe Worrell's telling the referee Whitestone he's going to have to get that treated. And I suspect Cardiff will be without their best aerial player now for this next throw-in. That's not stopping bleeding either. It's cut him just there. Kelsey. Well, there goes our 20-goal striker. Yeah. Hey. Oh, actually, it looks like a nasty one. Sorry, he's not been cut there. You can see it. Sorry if this is gross. It's right across just above his eyeball there. Be careful. I think the adrenaline's going, and Flint's a huge, powerful. Ooh, that's gotta smart. I think Flint's going to end up with a big Terry Butcher bandage around his head, isn't he? He looks absolutely fine, but that is going to smart. He literally hasn't flinched, Aidan Flint. I reckon I'd be about 3 weeks off work with that cut. But then again, I'm not 6'12" and huge and strong like Flint. The doctor is having a nightmare here, bandaging him up. There we go. Anyone want to bet that Flint's going to run straight into the box and head of the ball again with the bandage on? I once saw Ian Marshall do that for Ipswich. Spent like 5 minutes getting his head bandaged up, and it just ran straight on the ball and headed a goal kick again. That's interesting. Do they have to put a bandage on the same colour as the shirt nowadays so we don't get any clashing? Some slightly impatient Forest fans asking Mr. Flint to get on with it. All I would say is put yourself in his position with that bump on the eye. Pack hurls that one in, headed half clear. Volks arriving. Brennan Johnson does really well there. He runs with Volks. Doesn't win the ball, but he puts enough pressure on him for him to blast that over. Who's gone down now? Morrison's down. McKenna's pulled him up. I think Brennan Johnson is down. He was closing up on Volks. Still got very messy last 5 minutes. Ball doesn't feel like it's been in play very much. It's either been hurled into the box from a throw-in or we've had stoppages. Yeah, Doctor can't reach him. Yeah. Too tall. He was struggling. Needs stitches. Yeah. I think he might be getting some stitches at half time. Matthews, he's got Cardiff on his accumulator. Remember, head over to our sponsors, Betfair. In fact, we'll probably check in with them right now. I suspect Forest will have come in very short. Now they have the lead. So if you want to have a little bit of a tipple over on Betfair, you can get 5-2 on for Forest. Cardiff, if you want a real punt there, 9-1 on Cardiff to come back and win this. Anybody fancy that? Interesting. Such an awkward place. Yeah, painful, for God's sake. I suppose these athletes, they get the adrenaline going, don't they? Now he can't see. Flint might struggle to see out the game with that. Yeah, they didn't, Mr. E, they didn't do any concussion protocols on him, did he? Normally 3 or 4 minutes of, getting up slowly and following the... But he never actually went to ground, did he? I think he just headed the back of McKenna's head. And yeah, it does look like... you can probably see about as much as I can with my hair, to be fair. So, like a boxing cut. Indeed. Flint and Morrison injured. No way to score goals now. Well, Kiefer Moore is on the bench. Kelsey. Can someone guess how many minutes stoppage time? We might even get as many as 4, mightn't we, in this half? Feels like we've had a long stoppage here. Defo deflection for the goal. Was that the second guy then? It seemed to go under Flint's foot. So it might have been Nelson that it deflected off. I must admit I wasn't paying attention. I only went to have a look at our sponsors, Betfair. At that point, I did see a replay get flashed up. .44:15 on the clock. We're coming up halfway. Probably going to get a fair bit of stoppage time. McKenna just chases that long ball for James Collins down. Just the one chance for Collins up top. He did all right with it, actually. NG's nice ball outside in from the right-hand side. And Collins testing Samba on the near post. Here comes Brennan Johnson. And Mick McCarthy will be much more pleased with that defending than for the goal. You can see the plan is he wants the wing-back goal side and he wants the third centre-back almost doubling up on Zinkernagel and Johnson. Safety first. 3 minutes stoppage time. You never get 4 in the first half, do you? Oh, God, looks like Brennan Johnson's got a massive cut on his cheek as well, or some kind of bruise. It's a proper war out there today, isn't it? Some Game of Thrones stuff going on. And Scott McKenna is... I suspect if the game plays out the way it is, a few of you will have McKenna at man of the match. The left centre-back for Forest. He's played well, hasn't he? Stood up and been counted very, very well. Although, as I say that, here is the Terry Butcher-like Aidan Flint. In fact, there's like 5 of them all together on the near post for another Cardiff throw, and it comes from Volks. Oh, Morrison wins it. Oh, Collins, it's a chance, big block. Spence gets it half clear. Bagan knocks it off. Pack with the shot. Oh, good hit. Does that hit his own player? I think it hit Sean Morrison into the box. It goes. Oh, my goodness me. I mate Cardiff just had 3 chances in the space of about 15 seconds. Goodness me. So the throwing goes in. It's not Morrison winner. It's, I think, comes off McKenna. Collins spins and shoots. Pack hits the shot. Who does that hit? I think it hits Morrison. And then the ball deflects back in from the cross. Harris headers it, but there's 2 behind Harris. Much better position. Good block by Worrell initially. Always in danger of a handball in that situation. I think the last chance is the best one. Oh, yeah. Harris tries to flick it into the corner. Oh, here comes Collins. He's clear, but he's offside. Yeah, Harris tries to flick it into the corner. If he gets a shout from Collins or Bagan behind him, they've got a chance to bring it down and hit the shot. Yeah, Collins is offside on that previous one. Wow. Oh, my word, indeed. Delayed pilot. How has NG stepped up from the championship from Crew? Yeah, he's absolutely fine. Yeah, he looks decent. I like him. Worrell, awesome there. It's a balance thing, isn't it, Brian? Just get your hands out the way. I mean, you've got some defence now in the wordings of the law. If it hits your chest and then hits your arm quickly, you might get away with it. But yeah, you've still got it. If that shot's going on target, you know you're in trouble if it hits the arm. Throwing Cardiff, we've got about 5 seconds of minimum stoppage time left. I imagine Sean Morrison's going to hurl this, and referee Whitestone is going to blow the whistle. Morrison steals about 10 metres, throws it down the line, Garner heads on, and it is half time. Nottingham Forest 1, Cardiff 0. Interesting watch that, actually. Look, is it Bielsa versus Farker circa 2019? No, not really. It's a damn good watch, isn't it? A very physical game. Both sides kind of keen to get the ball forward. Forest have got the sort of flair of Johnson and Zinkernagel wide. But Cardiff have got loads of threat with sort of Bagan getting forward from left wing back, getting the ball in the box, long throws galore. Earlier in the game, Cardiff with the better chances, particularly in that first 10 minutes. Bagan hit the bar and horrible kick by Samba within about 30 seconds, and Collins couldn't capitalise on that. I wouldn't say Forest were on top by the time they scored, but halfway through the first half, Forest take the lead. Then I think Forest were probably the better side for the next 10, 15 minutes or so. And then it felt like here came the long throws again, and Cardiff started hemming Forest back in. Let's see what the statistics say and if they agree with my eye test. Let's have a looky. So 52-48 on the possession is nothing in it, is it? In Cardiff's favour there. 8 shots to 5, only 1 apiece on target. And obviously Forest scoring from their shot on target. So efficiency. The shot on target for Cardiff was that one from James Collins, which Samba turned around the near post down to his left. A couple of corners to Cardiff, but they've forced enough territory with the long throws. But Actually, I remember Luke Chambers speaking about this very well with free kicks and throws. Sometimes you can feel you've been under more pressure than you actually have in respects of the amount of time you spend getting back for the long throws. It's deceptive. If you're heading them away and there's no goal-scoring chances coming from them, then all well and good, isn't it? Let's have a look at the live league table. Again, sorry to repeat myself, we're doing the review show at 7 p.m. So I'm just going to focus on Cardiff versus Forest for now. I suspect we'll get to a few questions once we get back from our little break in a couple of minutes. But as things stand, Cardiff are going to be in 10th place. It would be 2 straight defeats if they don't get a goal in the second half of this one. And if you're a Bristol City fan, you would like another 3 goals from Forest, and Bristol City would go up a place. If you're a Luton fan, similar story, I think. You need more goals than that anyway. My maths isn't working terribly well. Forest, this would be a really important win for them at the start of a 3-game week and another run of fixtures up to the next international break on October the 9th and 10th that weekend. Would be the first win of the season. Would jump them from bottom on 1 point up to 22nd on 4 points. They could really do with things staying the same, couldn't they? Forest. Let's have a look at some. Let's have a look at some comments here. Do I think Forest will win? No idea, Lewis. No idea. As long as they stand up to the physicality of Morrison and Flint, and we do expect we'll see Kiefer Moore at some point. Matthew, I feel the game can change if we bring on Coyle and Moore. Yeah, I agree. That could be a game changer. And someone made a good point in the chat as well in respects of Forest getting too deep. If it's 1-0 at 70, 75, 80 minutes, do they start to be, the midfield is all of a sudden 3 or 4 meters in front of the back four and, it starts to work a little bit backwards. Paul, feels sorry for Collins has done elsewhere, but seems to be one who'll join the long list of Cardiff strikers who have struggled for us. Yeah, I did an interview with Alan Lee, Paul, who you might have on that list, said that he never got going at Cardiff as a player. If you were Kiefer Moore this morning when Mick announced the team, would you have done a Roy Keane? Not this close to a transfer window closing, for sure. Chris, Cardiff building pressure with their direct physical game. Forest lively on the break and going 2 up front with Grabman. Just behind Taylor has worked the Oracle. Superstream back next week. Possibly, Iain. Possibly. We'll figure that one out. I am going to be working on the Saturday night. Look, if it's not back next week, it'll definitely be back the following week. But leave that with me. If I can try, I might be able to do it from my parents, which might be interesting. All good fun over in Ipswich because I'm working down that way. But we will try and get onto it. But look, loads of content this week on the channel for sure. Alan Lee, legend at Rotherham. Yeah, very popular at Ipswich still, I have to say. Derek, come on then. Share the wealth with your €100 win there. Sounds good to me. This is the only game I couldn't make this season. Well, thank you for joining us. In the absence, plenty of Cardiff fans in that away end. I can see them right now up on my screen, Matthew. Anthony, come on, you tricky trees. And they are doing the business at the moment. Forest is Forest 1, Cardiff 0. It is half time. We'll go to a little bit of Q&A after the break. If we can try and focus it on this game and these teams in the main, because we're doing the review show tonight at 7 p.m. And I want to talk about that stuff later on. So with that being said, I'm going to head off for our halftime break. Go and make a cup of tea. I'm going to be back in about 2 minutes' time, and we will get ourselves ready for the second half in Forest 1, Cardiff City See you in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, guys. I mean, you can, but make sure you come back because the stream will be returning in a couple of minutes. If you haven't already and you're not going anywhere, hit subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications on the Benjamin Bloom channel. Like this stream. Keep your comments coming. And if you want, you can give it a share. And what better place to go and share than over on Twitter, where you can find me at Benjamin Bloom. Lots of stuff goes down that feed. And if you ever need to contact me, the DMs are open. Forgive me, it might take a couple of days to get through all of them. At Benjamin Bloom on Twitter. You can also support us over at our Teespring store, www.benjaminbloommerch.store. Don't forget the 2 M's in a row. Buy yourself a t-shirt, a mug, phone case, hoodies, all sorts of good stuff over there. Great way to represent our community over here. If you do get something, make sure you send me a picture over on Twitter, in fact, and I will get that retweeted. You can also support over on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. A direct way to support my work here monthly. Get yourself a little bit of extra content each month. And thank you to everybody on Patreon. We really could not have got through what has been happening in the world without you. Before we return, get those comments filled up. Questions, topics, etc. And enjoy the rest of the stream. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Nottingham Forest 1, Cardiff 0 in our watch-along today, sponsored by Betfair and Football 365. We'll have a look and see what Betfair are going to give you in the second half in just a little bit. Forest leading 1-0. Lewis Grabban with the only goal thus far. Pretty entertaining watch. Plenty of goal-mouth action. We wondered whether it might be a complete shutout in this one with these two managers, but it's been decent. Let's just give a couple of plugs really quickly. Help me out. Please hit like wherever you're watching this, YouTube, Twitter or Facebook. It helps draw other people across to our little stream here, and hopefully we can attract some more like-minded individuals who'll come and join an already excellent chat that we have. Frankly, every game that we do on here, I like to think a great place to chat football here. Please hit subscribe if you're new. Even if you're not new, hit subscribe anyway. I think we have gone over 19,200. Slowed down a little bit our subscriber growth over international break, as you can imagine. But hopefully we'll build up now. And can we get to 20,000? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Help me out. Hit subscribe there. You can support financially. Obviously, it's absolutely free to watch this. We make a little bit of ad revenue after the fact. But if you do want to support, you can do by hitting that little dollar button where you leave your chat, and you can donate. It's not a statutory requirement, though. If you do really want to support, then you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. You have join me on a round table and talk some football. We do Q&As. We look back at some classic games with my good friend David, whose levels of football knowledge are just absurd. Absolutely puts me to shame. Put it that way. So yeah, go get involved over on Patreon as well as some vlogs in there too. Follow me on social media at Benjamin Bloom on pretty much everywhere. Just type Benjamin Bloom, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Twitter is where I am more active. And once again, I know we get a lot of people excited to talk about yesterday's action. We're going to do that 7 p.m. The review show's at 7, so I don't want to be talking too much about yesterday's action because I'm going to do it all at 7 p.m. and I'd like to have another little look at the goals and the numbers before I do. Shall we get back into the comments? Forest 1, Cardiff 0. Do you know what? First of all, we'll just head back over to Betfair, betfair.com, who are our sponsors for this watch along. They sponsor all our preview shows as well. Thank you to Betfair. Forest, as you can imagine, hot favourites now. They are 9-4 on to go on and win this with a 1-goal lead. Cardiff 9-1. Anyone feeling brave? You'd be quids in if you get on that, and Cardiff can go on and get the win. Be interested in a next goal market. Have we got a next goal market? Probably somewhere. I'm not going to scroll and find that. But yeah, plenty of good, fun markets over there on Betfair. Betfair.com. Remember, please gamble responsibly. Keep it fun. BeGambleAware.org. And Football 365 is where you can find plenty of writing from me this season. They've got the predictor game sorted now. Lots of us have all had a go on the predictor game, so go and check that out on Football 365 as well. Anyway, feels like I'm the human plug machine here. Let's have a look at the comments then. Be checking the channel from Greece this week. All right for some, Lee, isn't it? Hey, holidaying in Greece, nice. Let's have a look here. I'll have to plead the fifth on that one. Adicha, not my wheelhouse. Arsenal and Joachim Löw. I'm Ian Napper's doing Dearly Departed. Yes, quite when I'm not sure. In a 3-game week, it's tricky, but we normally make contact at the start of the week, and we should be able to do the Dearly Departed show. Lenny, hope the gig went well. It did. Yeah, all good fun last night. Back to my old life. There. Michael's talking about Darby and Darby being docked points this season. It seems fairly inevitable that Darby will be docked points this season, given the events so far. But we will wait and we will see what happens with that. Although, in terms of surprises, never underestimate the EFL or Derby to surprise us, and we will see what happens with that. Matthew, type of game I feel more would shine, bring up his morale and confidence. So I want him on and Coyle. Honestly, I think you've probably nailed the two subs that will happen first. Coyle and Moore seem like the one. So Leeds 2021's got us a Leeds team to play Liverpool there. I think these, I can see the Rafinha name there. Melier, Ailing, Llorente, Cooper, Firpo, Phillips, Dallas, Rodrigo, Harrison, Rafinha, and Bamford. 9-1 seems generous. I think so. Fulham, 1958. Yeah, head over to sponsors betfair.com. 9-1. Cardiff to win this one. Chris, if the game continues in the same vein, I can see Cardiff equalising when the ball falls right for them, so long as Forest don't get the second on the break beforehand. Let's quickly try and clear these. Tass, thoughts on the Ipswich match yesterday? This is not the time or place for that. Blue Monday podcast tonight. We had 4 people at the game yesterday, so I was at work. You'll get far more sensible thoughts from them than me on that one. Woof, are we nearly there? How can he see? Flint with the eye patch. Leeds, Tony, still watching. Thank you, LS14. Tony, good luck. We got lots of Leeds friends. Good luck against Liverpool. You'll need it. They're very good, aren't they? But hey, Leeds have done fantastic things against good teams before, haven't they? Right, let's reset. Let's get the teams up. Samba in goal for Forest. Spence, Worrell, McKenna low. Johnson left, Zinkernagel right. Yates, Garner, grabbing off Taylor, grabbing the goal scorer. For God, what is SofaScore doing here? For Cardiff, Phillips in goal. Look, Bagan is not playing front left. He's just got forward well as wing back. So call it a back three: Morrison, Flint, Nelson, Bagan and NG wing backs. Call it a double pivot: Volks and Pack. Bowen right, Harris left, and Collins down the centre. We'll get you a time sync, hopefully on 47 minutes. What do I do with my drink? And there is Mick. When's he bringing on Kiefer Moore and when's he bringing on Coyle? We will see. Dave, not as clear as everyone thinks. He's talking about Darby. Well, you can talk to me about what I think. Let's not talk about what everyone thinks because I'm sure everyone thinks something different. But I think, and you can react to that, that it looks inevitable that Darby will get some kind of deduction. But I'll repeat my comment. Stranger things have happened with the EFL. They'll probably give him the deduction and it'll be overturned by the panel. Who the hell knows? I haven't seen the documents. Probably wouldn't understand them even if I did, hey? Right. I've missed my timestamp now. Here's Lowe. Graben in that deeper position. Does well, actually. Takes it off Pack. Graben holding it in the centre circle. Taylor comes short. Taylor out to Spence. Nelson left one on Taylor there. That's been rumbling those two, hasn't it? Taylor's gone down. And we can give you your timestamp now. We're going to be at 48 minutes. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1 if you want to sync up perfectly with me here. 3, 2, 1. Sync. Boff. There you go. Nick, yes, catch you in the review later. Mick's not one for early subs. Paul, you're talking to an Ipswich Town fan here. I know exactly what you mean. Although, on that note, Kiefer Moore, on the 48th minute, is getting ready to come on. Famous last words there from both of us, Paul. Kiefer Moore looks like he's going to be on within about 5 minutes of this half starting. In comes the free kick by Forrest. Lowe tries to turn it around the corner. Worrell hooks a foot at it. Everyone holds their arm up and appeals for it. But I think it's going to be a Cardiff throw in the right back position. No, it's not. It did go Forrest's way. That's my bad. Max Lowe throws it down the line. Taylor against Morrison. Morrison turns that back into Flint with the eye patch. Here's Graben. Pack out to Bagan. Be interesting to see if Mick leaves Collins on. Excellent defending by Worrell there. Probably Brian Robson header. Throws himself into that one, Worrell, risking getting a boot in the face. But Pack, surely that's offside. And it is indeed offside. Bagan says, why didn't you play it earlier? But there we go. A little bit of a mistiming there in terms of, yeah, he wanted that earlier and Pack turned inside and then played the pass down the line. At which point, Bagan was offside. No sign of Kiefer Moore just yet, unless he was just putting his shirt on to try and get in Mick's head. I'm sure he wasn't. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he keeps Collins in there, or whether it's Collins who's going to come out for big Kiefer. Hoisted forward by Phillips, headed away by Worrell. Here is Brennan Johnson with a sprint forward outside him by Lowe. Johnson feeds it through looking for Graben. And G did quite well there. Flint gets in his way. Flint's mouthing off. Good thing Ng's calmer, because I thought Ng had that dealt with, and Flint was actually the one in the way there. Unless Flint's crossed it himself. Didn't look like it. It looked like he was crossed with NG. And I thought Flint there. Wrong place, wrong time. Anyway. Corner to Forest. McKenna's up. Worrell's up. In it comes from Garner. Right-footed. Ooh, grab and looked like he'd just come off the back of Joel Bagan on the back post. Graben saying he's having his shirt pulled. I mean, he is. Couldn't quite win the header. And it stays 1-0. Forest 1. Cardiff 0. Forest. Come on, you Reds. Here's NG for Cardiff. Up in the Forest half. Well, nicely worked down the line to Collins. Collins knocks it off to NG. NG crosses in low. Oh, it's going to fall to the back post. It falls to Bowen. I think Volks had a swipe at it on the near post. That was the chance. The cross comes back in. Two Cardiff in each other's way there. Here's Nelson. In comes the in-swinging cross, right-footed, and Sandberg catches that. I think when they run that back on Sky, the cross comes in from the right. Oh, big tackle by Pack there. Takes the ball. Grab and closes him down. Pack. NG. And there's a foul by Lowe on Collins. Be interested to still see that the cross in. It looked like Collins on the near post. I don't know how decent a chance there is. It was Pack on Brennan Johnson. No foul there. I think Collins has bought that foul quite well, hasn't he? I think there is a little contact on his left ankle, maybe. But he's made sure he got the free kick. Volks with a free kick for Cardiff. Volks trying to catch Samba out. Complete waste there. I think we call that Joe Bryan, who scored one of those in the playoff final, didn't he? Ben, with the new manager bounce, you often say it's just teams reverting to their mean with Forest squads. What do you think their mean position is? Top half, top six? I don't know. I thought they were going to finish somewhere between 10 and sort of 14 last season. I think they were lower than that in the end, weren't they? So, yeah, somewhere in the middle, I think Forest's mean position is. But yes, I'm very sceptical about the existence of the new manager bounce. Maybe it's just me being grumpy, hey? Here is Taylor, knocks it off. Zinkernagel in the 10. Zinkernagel hits a shot left-footed and it's dragged wide of the post. He's faded a little bit, hasn't he? Right, Kiefer Moore, we know he's got his shirt on under there and ready to go because we saw him putting it on 5 minutes ago. And here comes big Kiefer. I think it's going to be a double substitution. And I think, who was it in the chat? Matthew called this one. Ruben Coyle's coming on as well. So perhaps Bowen and Collins about to come out. We'll see what Mick does with that one. Worrell skies that one up in the air from Forest centre back. 55 on the clock. Here is Morrison. Puts that one up the line and Max Lowe clears it. Mick McCarthy holds his hand up, trying to get the ref's attention. He wants to make this substitution. And out goes James Collins. And in comes Kiefer Moore. Collins, one decent chance. I say decent. NG played him in from the outside, hit the shot left-footed, tried to get Samba on his near post. Samba got down and made the save. And we've done this before, haven't we? As predicted, Bowen is the other player going out. Coyle comes in. Bowen, a late addition. Bakuna was named in the team sheet an hour before kickoff, but he was switched out, presumably some kind of injury in the warm-up. So big Kiefer is in. Plenty of goals for him last season, and plenty of links to Premier League Wolves, wasn't it? 20 championship goals in 40 starts last season. Brilliant stuff. All crossed into the back post. It's going to fall to Coyle. And Coyle has scored with his first touch. How about that for a substitution? Ruben Coyle has been on the pitch about 90 seconds. The free kick goes into the back post. The Cardiff fans go mad behind the goal. It goes loose, and we say it so many times with this shot. Just get a decent connection on it. It just trickles into the corner. Big smile by Kiefer Moore. Big smile for Ruben Coyle. And that must be his first touch, mustn't it? They fool them for the long throw. It goes short to the back post. Big Kiefer heads it down, hits Aidan Flint on the back, bounces to Coyle, and Coyle sticks it in with the left foot. It's a good finish, actually. He's hit it on the volley. Very easy to have those blocked. Can you just slip it in the corner? Just hits it nice and early, doesn't it? Little bobbly, bouncy one, but in it goes. And McCarthy celebrates. A very good substitution there, Mick. Moore with the initial header. Little bit of a lucky bounce off Aidan Flint's back. But Coyle doesn't let it bounce, hits it on the volley, and in it goes on the near post. There we go. 9-1 indeed. Yes, we see what's going on over on Betfair. Greetings from Mexico. Well, welcome. I don't know if I have to pronounce it. George, whatever it would be. Mick furiously giving instructions. Chris Houghton, arms folded, looks a bit forlorn with that. Yeah, you did call that substitution, Matthew. Well done. Should we see what our friends over at Betfair are saying now? I suspect they will have reacted to this one. Forest still slight favourites. 13-5. They've just drifted actually out as we say. Oh, there you go. Literally drifted as I spoke. Forest 14-5 now. Cardiff are now favourites in this one. 11-4. Cardiff to go on and take the win. Remember, we tipped you that at 9-1 at halftime over on Betfair. Head over to betfair.com if you want to get involved. They are our sponsors for this watch along today. Please gamble responsibly. Of course, Cardiff now. Lots of energy about their play. Bagan. Here's Coyle, the goal scorer. Coyle crosses in, headed out by Worrell. Garner. Graben's short there. Graben. He's drifting over to sort of right midfield position, Lewis Graben. Wearing the captain's armband. Following the ball around. Here is Lowe. Taylor against Pack. And Taylor has been penalised again. His 15th foul of the game, probably. Iain is tipping Cardiff now. Thinks they're going to win. Cal, come on, Forest. An inspired substitution, or did Mick pick the wrong team? I don't know whether it's a zero-sum game on that one. Definitely an inspired substitution. We'll never know whether he picked the right team or the wrong team. Headed it into his own man, and it fell just white. There we go. Big one in there. Oh, Samba's lost it. Oh, what a chance. And Mark Harris pretty much has an open goal. Have they given a foul? I don't think they have. If there's no foul there, that's a huge chance for Cardiff. Nelson pops it in. Morrison, yeah, it's just poor handling, is it, from Samba? There's no foul by Morrison at all, is there? Does he jump with his arms up? Not really. Oh, he's got to score that. Harris, hasn't he? Just cushion volley in with the right foot. Empty net. Let's put it over the crossbar. We were talking about the Coyle goal. You know, just hit the target. Doesn't have to be the cleanest strike in the world. Just, you know, redirect that ball, basically. And Coyle managed to do it for the equaliser. Harris certainly could have given Cardiff the lead there. Probably should have scored. Samba, bit of dodgy handling there, I think, by Brice Samba again. 62 gone. It's shoving the back there by Joe Worrell on Mark Harris. It's another chance for Cardiff to put the ball in early from the free kick. Volks tried to slide it down the line, actually, to Harris, but I don't think referee Whitestone was ready for that one. Sambler's handling again, lack of therein. Can they test him again? In comes the free kick, and it goes off the post by Kiefer Moore. Oh, Forest are living an absolutely charmed life here. Big header by Kiefer Moore. He heads it down. He doesn't do a lot wrong with that, and it hits the post. Oh, Samba's not getting that, is he? Moore gets himself free. Oh, he's unlucky, isn't he? Tries to guide it into the corner. Keeper's not saving that. Hits the post, and out it goes. And presumably some very nervous Forest fans at the moment here. Cardiff look very likely to grab the next goal if anyone's going to in this one. Forest 1, Cardiff 1. And it's a throw-in to Cardiff. In it comes from Volks, headed towards the edge of the box. Pack manages to engineer that back out to Volks. He's going to cross it into the back stick. Flint heads it down. Coyle wouldn't bounce for him. Pack again. Clever play. Puts it out. Here's Bagan. Bagan crosses in. Flint! Oh, good save by Samba. Oh, Cardiff are all over Forest at the moment. Goodness me. Yeah, I do need to update the score on the screen, don't I? Pack did well twice in that sort of phase of play to keep the ball alive. Flint arriving. Samba does well there, gets across his goal and fists that one clear. Good goalkeeper. And in it comes again. And, oh, they look dangerous with more in there. Volks hits the shot, deflects off Graben, does it? For a corner. That looked like a corner to me. Will Volks disagrees. That's surely a corner, isn't it? James Garner is down in the box. Goodness me. Aerial bombardment. Dangerous, though, isn't it? Goodness me. I think we're going to see the Kiefer Moore header again. Are we? No. It definitely comes off Graben, doesn't it? I think they've missed that one there, the officials. Yeah, I did notice, Dave, the daughter telling her old man off. Was a bit embarrassing, wasn't it? The more grown-up one was, how old was the girl? About 8 or 9 years old or something? Telling her dad, shut up. What are you doing? Kiefer Moore just trying to rally the troops there with some words of encouragement. He was unlucky not that Samba's done there, isn't he? He's not getting that. Hits the base of the post. Here's Morrison. Cardiff looking favourites to win this one as things stand. But this is the Championship, everybody. You never know what's going to happen. 66 minutes on the clock. Second half stats there from Sky. 6 shots to 2 for Cardiff. 10 touches in the opponent's box to 1 in Cardiff's favour. So they've clearly carried the more goal threat. Off comes Zinkernagel, who has faded during this game. On comes Joe Lolly, another good player on Forest's books. Star man in Lamucci's first season, wasn't he? Lolly, 1920 season. This is Championship. Don't you just love it? Yeah. And it's great to know that despite Cardiff completely just bombarding Forest for the last 10 minutes, they could still lose this game. And none of us would be surprised. Throw in down the left for Forest. A little bit of a break. They've been defending for the last 10 minutes, like we said. Not much of a sustained spell of possession there for Forest, though. They're giving the ball back to Cardiff, and Sean Morrison is drying it off, and he's going to hurl this one down the right-hand side. So I'm just laughing because literally every throw-in Morrison takes, drives the ball, walks forward 2 steps, goes to take the throw-in, walks forward 4 steps, doesn't take it, shakes his head a little bit, walks forward another 4 steps, and then takes the takes the throw-in, miles away from where it should be taken. Anyway, here comes Joe Lolly down the right-hand side. He looked like he got in behind Nelson, then he just slipped. Coyle, nice turn on Spence there. Poor ball, though, by Coyle, trying to play in Mark Harris. Worked back home to Samba, who plays it out to Max Lowe. Lowe has easily gone past Coyle there. Lowe drifting forward, already got an assist today. Lowe plays it to Brennan Johnson over by the corner flag. That's a foul by Perry NG, or not. Johnson going down too easily. I can lip read that, Brennan. How is that not a foul? I can't lip read that one, though, because I'll get demonetized for saying the F word. He's got a horrible cut on his face, Brennan Johnson, from in the first half. Here's Yates to Garner. Garner outside the box. Grabban coming short again. Looks like he's quite enjoying playing number 10. Grabban, Lolly, Grabban, Garner. Lowe out on the left side. Good play by Forest. Lowe tries to get the cross in. And NG deflects out for a corner. Goodness me. Forest have largely disappeared this half. They have. They're just coming back into it now, last 2 minutes. But I hasten to add that is 2 minutes of 25 in this half so far. Garner with the corner for Forest, and it comes right-footed. Garner to the near post. Who got across the front there? Is that Ryan Yates? Couldn't quite do anything with that. Deflects it up and over. Here's that goal by Coyle there. Right place, right time. Little bit of a shinner. But Coyle runs over and knee slides in front of those Cardiff fans celebrating the equalising goal. Oh, here's Coyle. Nice run, beats Lowe easily. Coyle crosses it in. Good defending by Worrell. As he tried to cut that back, Worrell sticks his foot out. You can see Kiefer Moore arriving on it, sizing up the shot, but Worrell just gets a touch on it. And now here comes Lolly on transition for Forest. Lolly. Well, we've seen him do that a million times. Right side, inside onto his left foot. Hits it low. I think Chris Hughton's having a pop at him for doing that. And drifts it wide off the post. Last day of voting in the FCA. So is it indeed the Football Content Awards? Yeah, you can vote for me in those. Although I've got some pretty big names in my category. So any support. And yeah, do vote for Nappers as well. A few of our friends are in there, aren't they? You need to see more of Garner in midfield. Yeah, if you're a Forest fan, you want his name being mentioned because you know you're on the ball and that ball is probably being protected. Nathan, can you have a timestamp? Yes, we can have a timestamp. I'm at 71:19, but I'll give you a proper countdown one. Assuming there is no goal malfaction when we get to 72. Well, there might be. McKenna blasts the free kick forward. He's looking for Graben. Nelson wins it in the air. Pack hoiks it forward. And it's Coyle versus Lowe. A nice composed bit of play by Lowe. Managed to get it into Johnson. Johnson knocks it off to Garner, central midfield. Garner to Spence at right back. Bit of an ambitious clip down the line. Wasn't a good ball. I think it was Joe Lolly, who's been very all or nothing. Lolly. He's trying the killer ball and the long-range shot. And it's going to be a goal kick out of his hands by Dylan Phillips. Forward it goes. Coyle flicks it on. Here's Pack. Pack to NG. Nice little knockoff by Morris. Opened up for Coyle. Coyle in the 10. Coyle! Oh! He's done it again! What a great finish by Coyle. And Cardiff lead 2-1. What a cameo by Ruben Coyle, who's come in off the right and curled that left-footed into the side netting. It is 2-1 to Cardiff, and the substitute has scored both goals, and Chris Hughton looks very, very unhappy. Unsurprisingly, if this stays the same, Forest are going to be 3 points adrift at the bottom. Coyle is going to be the match winner. It's a brilliant cameo from him. And look, it's Moore who's knocked it off again for Coyle. Well done, Mick, on the substitution. It opens up for Coyle and he curls it into the corner. Let's have a look. In terms of Samba, is it that far into the corner? You tell me. Shapes it nicely. It's a decent enough finish. Can Samba get a hand on that? He gets something on it, but he still scores. McCarthy is loving that. He's brought in Kiefer Moore and Ruben Coyle. Coyle scored twice, and Kiefer Moore will get the assist for the second one. He won't get the assist for the first one because it bounced off Aidan Flint. But what a substitution and what a turnaround in this one. Forest 1, Cardiff 2. Let's go to the comments. And I don't know if we got any Forest fans in here, but they're not going to be very, very happy with this. Hughton out now. Taxi for Hughton. Neil Harris to take over. Oh, if I was a betting man, guys, we tipped you 9-1 at half-time on Cardiff, didn't we? Sacked in the morning. Yeah, it's not looking good for Chris Hughton, isn't it? Dearie me. Beautiful goal. Looked inevitable, says Chris. Great cameo from Coyle. And I think when we get to man of the match, he's certainly changed it, hasn't he? Coyle, brilliant cameo from the young Welsh international. 2 goals for Ruben Coyle. And Cardiff are taking all 3 points as things stand. Let's head over to Betfair. Look at that. Forest 35-1 now to win this one. Cardiff 5-1 on. We tipped you at 9-1 at halftime on that one. 4-1 for the draw. Go and get involved over at betfair.com. Please gamble responsibly. Be gamble aware. .org. I wouldn't blame Samba for that one. No, it's a nice shape on the finish. It's always hard one to tell when the keeper gets a hand, but then doesn't save it. Garner driving forward to the edge of the box, and the yellow card has come out for Perry NG. Now, I need to be a bit careful here, adding up my yellow cards, because as we were waffling on about the goal, I think Marlon Pack got booked, and we know that Will Volks has already got booked. So there is a red card risk for... Oh, maybe he didn't. I'm sure I saw a yellow card come out a minute or so after the goal. Perry and G has been booked. I could be wrong, of course. But as soon as I saw Garner going through there, I thought, was that Volks? If it was, he's getting a red card here. So free kick to Forest. Lolly, Taylor and Garner are over it. Forest 1, Cardiff 2. Looks like Garner's going to take it right-footed. Taylor has walked away. Lolly is still there as the left foot. And my spidey senses tell me Garner's going to take it. Garner hands on hips, number 37. Free kick 25 yards out, fairly central. Here comes Garner over the wall. Good strike. Just doesn't come down onto the roof of the net. I think Phillips has had to touch that. He wasn't entirely sure whether that was going to come down. Let's have a look. Don't think it was going in, was it? But I think Phillips taking no chances. You just get a little fingertip on that? Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Annoyingly for Phillips, I don't think it much changed the trajectory of it. In comes the corner from Garner. Good punch by Phillips there. Much more convincing. Here it is, edge of the box. Lolly. Lolly drives it in. Good handling by Phillips there. If he spills that, then someone is following in. But he does well on 2 accounts there, Phillips there, because it was crowded for the first punch. Lolly drills the shot in low. I think it's Ryan Yates is going to... He's certainly in the spill zone there for sure. Forest 1, Cardiff 2. Here is Kiefer Moore down the right. Moore crosses in, looking for Harris. Oh, a little bit more on that cross. And there's a tap in for Harris. Scott McKenna makes the clearance. They have looked terrified of Moore since he's come on. Millwall Holdings. That's about your 10th comment about Ipswich in the chat. I've answered none of them. Blue Monday podcast tonight. Yeah, I'm not going to answer them. Blue Monday podcast, if you want to hear about Ipswich tonight. We are covering Forest and Cardiff tonight. It says at the bottom, Forest and Cardiff we're covering right now. In comes the corner from Cardiff. It's gone out to Nelson. Here is Pack fed in to Morrison, and Nelson hits the shot. He's shanked that one right. Spence threw himself into the tackle, but I think didn't have to put him off, and it drifts past the post. Ridley, this makes me even angrier that Darby didn't beat Forest. We really should have. Alex Myton is getting undressed, I say, or getting dressed, ready to go. Myton is likely to come on for Brennan Johnson, you would have thought. We will see imminently. Forest fans, how have you rated Garner from a Hornet? He was okay for us, but hardly played. Certainly had a lot more football for Forest, hasn't he? I like the look of him, but he's playing in a struggling team who, if we bring up the live league table, are going to be 3 points adrift at the bottom. I'm going to need to remove that. There we go. They're going to be 3 points adrift, 4 points adrift of safety. I mean, you could argue it's early days, 3-game week, lots can change, but not where you want to be at any time of the season. 6 games in, 1 game in, 10 games in. You don't want to be bottom, do you? As expected, Myton in for Johnson. Is going to play down the left-hand side. Alex Myton, number 17, is on. There's Mark Robbins in the crowd. Very smart, suited and booted. Normally see him in a tracksuit, don't we, Mark Robbins? And you can see the reason he's there is because that's who Cardiff are playing on Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday, probably, if they're playing on Sunday. Afternoon, Russell. Will Cardiff get playoffs? I'd say they're outsiders, but who knows? Curtains for Houghton, Liam. Could well be. Could well be. My argument still is, what do you gain by doing it now as opposed to next Monday? And yeah, who do they bring in? Although if Chris Wilder fancies it, then maybe there's your guy. Who knows? Here is Spence on the right for Forest. It's out to Lolly. Lolly to Grabban. Grabban's onside. Here's Garner. Spence. Spence to Lolly on the right wing. He'll come in on his left foot. He always comes in on his left foot. Lolly hits the shot. It hits Nelson. There's some appeals for handball. Didn't look much like a handball to me. Nathan, best manager since Jimmy. Who was the Coventry manager, Nathan, when you won the FA Cup in 1987? Who was that? I don't recall. Uh, 82-29 on the clock. Forest 1, Cardiff 2. Forest led at half-time. A bit of a super sub situation here. Kiefer Moore and Ruben Coyle coming on, and Coyle has got both goals, and Kiefer Moore was also involved in both of them as well. Those two have made the difference and turned this game as Forest 1, Cardiff 2. John Sillett. Thank you, Iain. You knowledgeable fella. Here's Garner. Spence. Worrell. They need a goal. Do Forest. Cardiff are going up to 8th. Unless they score another 2 goals, in which case they're going on to 7th. Yates hits the shot from long range. Phillips never looked comfortable with that, did he? Swervy ball. And he just manages to kind of parry it away. Didn't look convincing, did he? Lolly. Yates, edge of the box. Lots of men forward here for Forest. Myton. Out it goes to Lowe. Not a good pass by Myton. Lowe plays it back to Myton. Here is Grabban. Taylor, excuse me. Lowe. Lowe does well. Takes on NG. Crosses it in. Good clearance by Flint with the eye patch. Here is Worrell. Forest turning the screw now. Lolly. Outside in, hits it with the left foot, as predicted, and he shanks it wide of the post. Must be a frustrating player to play with, Lolly. I don't know what the strike ratio is. It does feel like he misses a few, doesn't he? Forest look physically weak. Interesting. What a turnaround. Might have got a prediction right for once. Remember, we tipped you, didn't we? 9-1 at half-time on Betfair. We're about to see Ruben Colwell's brace again. Just volleying in the first one. Lovely finish for the second one. Samba gets a hand on it. Could he have tipped it around the post? I don't know. I may be being unfair on poor old Samba. There. It's always a legitimate question when the keeper gets a hand. That could just be a good shot. You never can tell. You go to show you never can tell. 85-20 on the clock. Forest heading for the bottom. They're already bottom, but they're going to be 3 points adrift after game number 6 if this does not change. We're just racking up some stoppage time here. Russ Wilder would take it. Back in from London and straight back out. I hope it's been. Thank you, Russ. I know he's got a couple of birthdays this week, so go and enjoy those. That's a good shout. You think Steve Cooper would fancy it? Interesting, yeah. I like Steve Cooper. Evans in for Harris. Third sub by McCarthy and Cardiff. Evans, number 30. Did that say 36? Turn around, fella. Yeah, 36. There we go. Peter says Cisco will be gone if we lose to Norwich. Certainly if we lose to Newcastle after that. So that Watford job, you'd think the likes of Wilder and Eddie Howe might fancy that one. So, yeah, there's an argument against what I said. Who was that made that point with Peter in the chat? There's where it does make sense. If you think the guy you might want, there might be a Premier League job coming down the pipeline. Who knows? Paul Lambert for Forest. There we go. I can get behind that one. He used to play for Borussia Dortmund, did you know? Here is Spence. Poor ball by Spence. Cleared by Nelson. Moore flicks it on to nobody in particular. Joe Worrell picks out 87-22. And I'm going to state the bleeding obvious. Forest need a goal. Cardiff heading up to 8th if things stay the same. Gary Monk would take the Forest job. It's not a bad shout, actually, isn't it? Rovers chat. Hope I'm well. Houghton is in real trouble. He is, isn't he? He needs a goal. I suspect we'll get 5 minutes or so stoppage time in this one, but that clock is running down. Fulham, 58. No point promoted team sacking the managers. You'll still go down. Yeah, I'd like to see the information on, how many sack them when they're in the relegation zone and end up outside the relegation zone. Doesn't feel like it happens all that often, does it? We've got, who's down now? Lyle Taylor is down again. We're going to have a ton of stoppage time here, aren't we? 88-45, Chris Houghton. I mean, we appreciate the coverage that Sky give us, but always feel a bit uncomfortable where you see a beleaguered manager, big, tight close-up of his face, looking anxious. But hey, they know what they're signing up for. They get well paid, don't they? Here we go. Paunovic, Stuart Pearce, Tony Pulis, Neil Lennon. plenty of potentials. And a few Forest fans heading for the exits before we know how much stoppage time there's going to be. I said 4 or 5 minutes. It might be more like 5 or 6 minutes. Now Taylor has gone down. Next 6 fixtures for Forest: Huddersfield, Borough, Huddersfield, Millwall. Sorry, and then it went off the screen. And a couple of 3-game weeks in this run of games. Obviously, this one that we're in now. Then I believe, the week commencing Monday the 20th, there isn't any midweek rounds. But then again, week commencing or starting on the Saturday or the Friday even with West Brom and QPR. Another 3-game week there. And then does that take us up to England and Andorra? So very, very busy time is all I will say. We're into stoppage time. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Forest need a goal. Phillips, the Cardiff keeper, clears that one away. McKenna wins the header. Flint and Pack up in the air. Spence beats Evans, but Bagan heads it on the ball, just bouncing about aerially. Bagan hoofs it forward again. It looked like a foul by Evans on Spence there. Gets away with it. Kiefer Moore, just little lean in the back there. Forest get it forward, but Cardiff have won it back again. Samba to McKenna, 91-25 on the clock. Forest 1, Cardiff 2. Cardiff coming from behind. And as things stand, they are winning this game. And Chris Hughton is still going to be without a victory this season. And Forest are going to be bottom with just a solitary point. Can they force a big chance? No, when it gets to this point, just get it forward and hope for some chaos. You never know. They're not managing to do that so far. Myton tries to turn NG. Myton wanted the foul. Not given. I think it might even be a Cardiff throw as well. Now that, I believe, in the crowd is Dane Murphy, if I got the name right, who's the chief exec. There we go, I'm ahead of you, Sky. The chief exec who's jumped from Barnsley to Forest. And he's going to have to make that decision on Chris Hughton, isn't it? So I'm sure they'll be conversing whichever way after this game. While they wouldn't touch the Forest job. I have heard to the contrary of that, John, but we will see. And I just don't know whether his reputation's dropped off beneath. A couple of managers have been linked with Forest, both foreign. Anyone for Lamouchi again? I like Lamouchi, but there we go. Didn't work out, did it? David, there you go. We tipped you, David, at 9-1, didn't we, for Cardiff? I don't think anyone took it, did they? Or if they did, they're being very quiet in the chat at the moment. To be fair, it wasn't me who did the tipping. But the chat was interested in that price. Pack clears, 93-23 on the clock. And let's be fair, Forest in stoppage time have not got the ball anywhere near the Cardiff penalty box, let alone the goal, to get a decent chance. Now might be the moment, though. Here's Lolly down the right. Lolly cuts inside. Lolly crosses this time. Big header by Flint on the near post. Garner, Spence. Spence coming inside. Don't shoot, Jed. Oh, dear. Right back, 30 yards out on his left foot. You knew he was going to smash that into the Trent end, didn't you? Into the crowd, and some more Forest fans are leaving, exercising their freedom of choice to do so. You buy your ticket, you can come and go as you please, and they have seen enough, many of these Forest fans. 94-25 on the clock. Where does this leave Chris Hughton? 90 seconds of minimum stoppage time remain. That one's bounced off the side of Kiefer Moore's head. It's going to be a throw in to Forest. McCarthy and Connor trying their best to keep their players focused. They just need to hold on for another minute, and it's going to be a win for Cardiff. The ball's through with Phillips. And yeah, it looks like they're done, Forest, honestly. No one closing down Phillips. 1 minute. 1 minute of stoppage time to go. Lyle Taylor stood in the box next to Dylan Phillips. I thought that changed that rule. The old 6-second rule. It's never used, is it? The kick is booted forward. Stephen, thank you so much. Very, very kind. Stephen with a big, huge super chat there. Very, very kind, Stephen. And of course, Stephen's son, Luca, is our fan sponsor in this one. Thank you very, very much, Stephen, and the lovely Luca, young Stoke fan. We've got about 15 seconds to go, and yeah, I think Forest are done, and I think most of the Forest fans are done as well. Let me know if you're watching on Sky. I suspect they're going to get booed off Forest and Hughton after this. We're over the allotted 6 minutes of minimum stoppage time. The Bulls hoofed forward to Kiefer Moore. And that is that. And the question is that what we're going to be saying about Chris Hughton's tenure as Forest manager? He's pretty much done one whole season now, given he came in 5 games into last season. And Forest are pretty much where he was, or where they were when Hughton took over. Rock bottom, no wins after 6 games. Big turnaround in this one. Get your man of the match in. I suspect 2-goal Ruben Coyle will be a popular suggestion. And he is the, he's the guy that's done the business for Cardiff today, coming in at 1-0 down. Grabman had given Forest the lead in the first half. Coyle and Kiefer Moore came on at the same time. I think Coyle scored with his first touch, didn't he? Moore with the header, kind of hits Flint on the back, falls to Coyle, and he volleys it in left-footed into the corner. And then a lovely goal by Coyle, outside in from the right, curls it. Samba gets a hand but doesn't tip it around the post, and it is an away win for Cardiff. Let me know who your man of the match is in the chat. We will do the numbers as Ruben Coyle rightly is going to get a big round of applause from those Cardiff fans behind the goal. He is the match winner, Coyle. Let's have a look at the numbers. And it's very uncomfortable watching these close-ups of Chris Hughton's face, because he's a nice bloke, but he may not be long for the Forest job, and they're not shy to sack a manager. Yes, we know Dane Murphy, the new CEO, has only been in there a month or two. So maybe things change there. 51-49 on the possession of Cardiff. Look at the shot count, though. 21-8 and 5 shots to 1 on target would intimate perhaps they deserved it, Cardiff, in the end. One big chance to 0 for the Bluebirds. And they get the win 2-1, the comeback win. Cardiff sat there in 8th. They're tied up with Birmingham City just on the edge of the playoffs. One more point for Bournemouth and Coventry there in 5th and 6th position. But the bigger story, sorry Cardiff fans, is Forest, who are rock bottom, 0 wins and only a single point. Let's have a look at your comments before we get going. Hughton's face tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, sad. Noel, am I streaming Tuesday, Wednesday? Yes, I am, Noel. I'm here tonight as well, 7 p.m, just a couple of hours away. We'll be back with the review stream Tuesday, Wednesday. What are we doing? We are doing Bournemouth QPR on Tuesday and Stoke Barnsley on Wednesday. Cardiff didn't have to do too much to win. Forest Hughton has to be done. They've nothing to lose. Some of Forest parts are way better than this. I agree, actually, with that. When they should have been higher in the team. Matthew's a happy chappy. He wanted Ruben Coyle to come on, and he did. And he won the game. Warriors Cardiff didn't really have to play that well to win that. Yeah, I probably agree with you, John, on that one. Torture watching them. What's happening? Yeah, it's not going well. Mick McCarthy, technical genius. Boos have started. Ruben related to Levi at Huddersfield? I'm not sure. I don't think so. They don't look alike, but there you go. So, look, man of the match for me, I think you've got to go for Coyle, who came on and changed the game. Did the business, stuck the ball in the net. Noel, I have seen that comment. We'll come to that in the stream tonight, my friend. I'm going to bid you all farewell. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That was our watch-along. Thank you to Betfair, our sponsor. And for those of you who took our tip at half-time, Cardiff were 9-1 to win this. You would have been quids in. So it was Forest 1, Cardiff 2 in the watch-along this afternoon. Thank you all for watching. A great day for Ruben Coyle. Good win for Mick McCarthy, and well done and congratulations to the Cardiff fans. But Chris Hughton could be not long for this world in terms of his tenure as Nottingham Forest manager. Forest 1, Cardiff 2. Thank you, everybody. Hughton, rock bottom, and over and out from me.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.